you doing, guys? Today I'm with a good partner of ours, TraderSync. Josh is with me on the line, and we're going to do a demo for those of you who join Trader Pool. And as I mentioned in the previous video, you will get 30 days free trial using TraderSync as soon as you sign in for Trader Pool. So Josh, take it away.
How's it going, guys? Appreciate having me on here.
Yeah, definitely.
So today we're going to be going through a demo of TraderSync here. I'm just going to be showing you guys a couple of the high-level items here for what to expect when you go into login. Actually, there's going to be kind of our common 4 or 5 questions that we get when a new trader joins on. For any of you guys that are joining with Trade the Pool, just note that when you do log into here, you'll have some demo data, and this is just to help you, aid into seeing how everything lays out here. It's really simple and easy to go in and clear this stuff out. So I'm just going to go into the actual overview of the platform here. So if you're actually going log in quickly to TraderSync, you'll come into the dashboard here. Sorry, one sec. And we're going to be coming into here, and you'll see the configuration button here in the bottom left. So this configuration button is kind of where you'll host all of your stuff in terms of getting your account situated. So the first item I'm going to be talking about is portfolio. Portfolio, this is a really, really, really handy tool for any of you guys that might have 1, 2, 3, or 4 different TraderSync accounts, brokerage accounts out there, right? You might have a stock account, you might have an options account, you might have a futures account, you might have a Forex account. Well, you don't have to go and have 4 or 5 different journal accounts, right? So you can come in here and actually have them all organized under each specific type of criteria as a portfolio, and then be able to, run a journal report over all of your accounts or just one specific one. So just for simplicity's sake, let's just call this one you trade stocks.
Or
another
portfolio.
Yep. Which one would be a common one you have there?
Or Trader Pool.
Trade Pool. So now you have the Trader Pool listed here. Now, secondly, what you can do is come in here to commissions, and same thing. I can come in here and select with the particular broker. We have here, so put E-Trade again, Sure Trader even. So now when you actually go and select your broker, you can select it whether it's for stocks, Forex, futures, or options. What would be the common most instrument you guys use? Would it be the futures or the options?
The stocks in this case.
Stocks? Okay, I see it with that. So you can select it per share or per order. So most people are either on the share side or order side. You can select it based on a dollar amount or a percentage amount. So I'll just come in here and say it's a $2 flat rate per order. Now I want to apply this to all the shares you sell and buy within the same trade, and also force this values with the imported files that I have. Now, if you do have any issues with commissions, or maybe even get upgraded to a cheaper commission structure, or maybe it's free moving forward, all you have to do is come in here and click overwrite your commissions on current trades for this broker. And this means that any previous trades you've imported this broker, if you had any hiccups with commissions or fees, you can come in here, fix them, click save changes, and you're good to go there. Once those 2 things are done, so your commissions are connected to the broker and you have your portfolio set up, now it's actually time to come in and import your trades. So on a daily basis, or however frequently you're actually going in and importing your trades, you're going to want to come into add trades, import, and you'll see your list of brokers here. So I can come into here and I'll just, for instance, put in mine again. So I'm going to trade 0. For most of the brokers that we have, we'll have a video tutorial of how to import them if they're a little bit complex. But for the most part, we have about a 5 to 6 step instruction list here that will help you walk you through. And for the most part, like I said, guys, what you're going to be going and doing is going to your brokerage, logging in, exporting that CSV file, coming into TraderSync, and importing that file when you click browse right here. As for the types of settings for your portfolio, time zone, date, format, portfolio, obviously you want to select this to the respective portfolio. Time zone and date format, usually you want to keep this to, if it doesn't say anything in the instructions, then just leave these as is. Because sometimes if you play around with this, it might impact your executions and how they look on the chart. So just the biggest 2 cents is just to go in, upload your CSV file, and make sure you have the right portfolio, and you should be good to go there. Now, once that's done, like I said, the big thing what we like to focus on with TraderSync is the setups and mistakes, right? So I'm just going to pull this up here. If you're watching this video, maybe you want to take a screenshot of this, especially just on the mistakes end, because for the most part, 99% of mistakes that any trader makes are reciprocal, and everyone in the retail space has probably made that mistake before. So
Yeah.
these are just good mistakes to write down. What I have them done is that I like to have them really organized so that you don't really have two mistakes that mean the same thing, because those would be considered duplicates. And then statistically speaking, it just isn't significant, right? So we always want to make sure that whatever setup we're tracking or whatever mistake we're tracking, they're unique tags, and they're tags that if you were to do a report on it, you'd have actual data to either make a better trading decision or prevent yourself from making a bad trading decision on that. So from looking at this, these are just really quick and simple to throw up here. The nice thing is when you go and actually upload a trade and you're going to go and add a mistake or add a setup, you can just quickly, type in whatever the word or setup is, and it auto finds that word and auto populates it. So you can easily click it and go to that there. So other than that, guys, what we're going to jump into next is the reports. So I'll run through all these kind of on a high level item because I could spend a ton of time on it, but I'll just go through the gist of each report and then kind of sum up what the main value is and all of these reports in total and what you can really use of it there. So the overview report, this is quite handy for any trader that's been really struggling. So you can look at this demo account here that we have. This trader was kind of in the red, had some successes, and then went back down to the red. So below each of these things, what we have is about 50 different data points from, your average commission to your hold time, to your trade size, to your trades and average turnover percentage. And so you can get pretty creative in here. And likewise, what we have with the top filters up here, which is where anyone that's ever been journaling with an Excel sheet, they really, really see the value in using TraderSync, because I can come in here and start to just filter off between any type of these filters. And it's just going to condense this reporting feed into those specific filters. So you can imagine if I want to come in here and look at maybe the last, I don't want to track trades that I've taken on Mondays and Fridays. Okay. Maybe I want to look at those stats. Maybe I want to look at, going long versus short here. So I want to look at short trades and see how I've been performing on that. So I've actually been a lot more profitable being a short trader, than looking at the long side, which obviously this account probably has been a lot more in the red if the short's been in the green. So you can kind of get the idea there. You can get pretty creative with the filters. And with that, in terms of the actual trades, so I'll come into the trades page here. Wow. I don't know why the trades aren't showing right now. It's very odd. I've never had that. I'll run through these first then. So the hourly report, David, on the last interview we were talking about, this is really, really helpful for a lot of new traders, because a lot of guys that they'll see is, the 9 o'clock time frame. Those are right when the market opens. They really start to struggle with that. And it's because there's really, really increased volatility and stuff like that. Same thing with the midday. I've seen a lot of accounts like this demo account here where guys, they start to just maybe push the buttons too hard or too aggressively in the midday there. And same thing, right? So for the most part, this is a pretty common graph I see with a lot of traders. Usually the second, third hour has been the most profitable, and the closing hours for them there too. But regardless, you can come in here and do a really nice breakdown report. So maybe you just want to look at all of the trades that are taken at 9 o'clock Eastern. Well, we have them all categorized right here. So you have 782 trades you can go in and look at there. So it's really, really nice and handy to just filter things and start to say, okay, I want to look at just trades in this specific criteria and go from there. The weekday report, it's kind of handy. A lot of newer traders like to use this one because sometimes people just have this idea, and I'm sure you've seen this a lot, Michael, where a lot of new traders, they like to think that trading income is just like a 9-to-5 income where you should have $400 in your account every single day. Yeah. So a lot of people that come into this chart, and that's crazy how you'll see how the Monday dictates the Tuesday performance and how the Thursday dictates the Friday performance. Because on both spectrums, you're looking at traders that want to have a really strong start to the week and really strong end of the week, because the weekend is the most annoying part of the time if you're a trader and you're really trying to make money, because you want to be at the making that income. So this report's really, really eye-opening for a lot of guys to say, hey, my Mondays and Fridays suck. I really, really have to focus on either my position sizing, my stock selection, or how many executions I'm actually taking on a given day there.
Yeah, because most traders, they're coming from weekend, and they basically just want to click the mouse key. So they ignore all the signals or the setups and stuff like that, and just want to pound the key.
Yeah. And vice versa. I mean, like we have the monthly report. I wouldn't say this is as evident. I mean, this demo account obviously just wasn't that great of a trader. But sometimes you may see traders that over time with earnings season they may trade better or for worse. But that's obviously a really good report too. There, entry price. This is one of the ones that I actually use the most. I'm sure you've seen this a lot. A lot of newer traders, they get really sucked into the cheap stocks, the small caps. And quite often, and for me, this is just what worked for me. I'm much more of a mid cap to small or a large cap person. This isn't my demo account or my journal account, but for me, that's what I found. And when I was trading 8 years ago, I used to think that getting 500, 1,000, 5,000 shares of a $5 stock was going to make me really get that growth there. Whereas now, I really, even with my account size as it is today, I can't even picture myself getting back into the small cap or penny stock line just because, I just look at the ranges now. I'm a really big range guy, right? I like to trade Tesla, Nvidia, stuff like that, where I can get $7, $8, $9 of a move in a day. And all I only need to do is get maybe $1.50, $2 of that move in that position to really make my day. Yeah. And that gives me a lot better perspective in the market. I'm just thinking of taking one piece of a pie compared to the whole meat pie, when I was trading 8 years ago. So the price performance, this can kind of give guys an idea that maybe mentally or psychologically they handle different market caps or prices of stocks there better on their head, and that was really evident. Even to this day, when I trade like stocks over $300, $400, $500, I still expose myself with too much risk just because I don't like to take like say 25, 50 shares in a stock. That's just not really the same thing that I've been doing the other side of the spectrum, the small caps. So I've always just kind of been like the mid to large cap guy. That's just been what fits my boat and trades the easiest there.
And you learned that through the journal, basically.
Yeah. Because like I said, these are all stuff that I wasn't aware of. Like I blew up 2 trading accounts beforehand doing the same things, and these were because I didn't know the answers that I had. And I just gave up on journaling because as soon as you start to suck as a trader, that was the last thing I want to do was to journal there. Yeah. Next is the setups report. So the setups report's really, really, really helpful to really find out, what setups are performing the best. So this is a demo account. It has a ton of different technicals in it. But one thing I want you to be mindful of is looking at how many trades you have plotted and then actually go and run a report on that. So you can see that, for instance, this demo account's got an opening range breakout, intraday flag, intraday bear flag, triple top breakout, all with decent amount of executions in that. So now I like to tell guys, if you can get at least over 20 trades per setup, that's enough data to kind of give you in the right place of mind. Yeah. But the sooner you can get to 50, the sooner you can get to 100, that's where you're going to get a lot more statistical significance there. So one cool thing is, you can come in and look at this account's got like, I think 400 or 500 trades placed in it. Well, I can go in and just filter in all my trades just onto this one ORB, click view report. And now it's going to pull up all of my trades with this actual ORB setup and have, like I said, those 50 different statistic points below here. I'm just going to log out and relog in here because there was an update. So this should help fix what I had. There we go. So now if I come back into this report here, you'll see all of the trades listed by clicking that filter. So same thing, when I was using an Excel sheet way back when, I couldn't get to this type of filtering that quick. So I could come in here and say, okay, out of my 500 trades, these all have a 90 MA pullback. Now let me start to look at each of these trades. And just by panning with these left and right arrows down here, I can go between these 20 or 30 logged trades or filtered trades. Nice. And not have to go and be bouncing between different things, right? I can just really be focused, maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes just focusing on this setup and what my entry and exit reflections have been like, and then go from there. So yeah. Let's see. Other than that, the mistakes report, this is only one I'm going to spend a little bit of time on too, because it's just as important, if not, well, it is more important. Because at the end of the day, guys, too, TraderSync stock going to show you guys how to make more money. It's going to show you guys where to stop losing money. And at the end of the day, if we can become cleaner traders, that are making fewer mistakes, that's when we're going to start to see our P&L curve, start to trend in the positive direction. And there's reports in here I can show you too. But at the end of the day, like I said, the easiest way you can become a better trader is just to have a higher batting percentage and to be able to hit farther. It's the same thing, like I say that in baseball. But at the end of the day, if you can just be cleaner at selecting your stocks, because that was a really big achievement that I saw with myself and other trading people in my circle, was taking anything that you see out there, right? Yeah. If you wanted to start just pretend this is the biggest analogy I heard that really fixed me was becoming a sniper versus a front lines person in the military, right?
Yeah.
If you're a sniper, you're really got to pick your shots. And sometimes if you do miss your shot, it's really detrimental because you're going to give away your location. You're going to give away, a huge audio ping. But regardless, you have to be really precise on that. But you also have the highest reward because you can, clear the lines and help people out and stuff like that. So that was a big eye-opening to me because I was a guy that was spraying machine gun, show up to the market at 9:30 and I'd be in 4 or 5 trades, but within the first 5-10 minutes.
Wow.
And because it was just caught up in the emotion side of things. So this type of report, it's really helpful for you to go and say, okay, these are the type of things we're struggling on. Wash trades, having no setup, overextending trades, forgetting the 5-minute support levels, 1-minute chop. And these are all just because you probably didn't spend enough time to look at the chart, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are all stuff that you could easily have answers to within a solid 30 seconds of just analyzing a stock and being really calm and patient with it. So
yeah, just
other than that, we have sectors, change percentage. So percentage change in the day. Sorry, Dave, or sorry, Michael.
Yeah. So just saying, adding to what you said, market preparation, when you prepare yourself and focus on a specific stock, or maybe 3 top 4 stocks, your chances to succeed is much higher,
Yep, 100%, 100%. One cool report too I'll talk about is the whole time one. I was always a trader that really struggled at holding stuff either for too long or for too short. So one cool thing you can come in here and let's say there's a certain type of setup you want to be looking at and what your typical hold time is. So in looking at this, you can really start to get an idea of, okay, maybe this trade just, this particular trader really gets cold feet. They get too quickly into a trade that's really aggressive, and they find out within 5 minutes that they should not be in that trade, right? Whereas if they're in the trade for between 10 to 30 minutes or 30 to an hour, they actually do see a decent amount of profits here. And this is really evident. I mean, even this demo account, you can see how much trading down is in this one. But you can just go ahead and say, you know what? If you just maybe spent a little bit more time being a bit more prepared on where your actual entry should be, if you're holding it for longer than 10 minutes, you're actually a profitable trader. It's when you're fumbling stuff and doing all this type of over trading, wash trading, revenge trading stuff, and it's all 5-minute hold times that you're really getting burnt in the market. So this one's really cool. And this, I don't see this all the time with all the guys too. Sometimes it's on the complete opposite end, right? Where people like to just hold things until the close. They buy it and they hold until the close. Sometimes it works for particular strategies, but sometimes you'll start to see, hey, you should be maybe layering off after 30 minutes or an hour because you start to get a declining P&L just in looking at that. And sometimes it's distributed, right? Like sometimes people have, they minimize their position sizing, and obviously by hour 2, 3, or 4, they may have 20% of the position size. Well, that's a different answer, but regardless, just looking at what the high points and low points are, sometimes there's some good feedback in that. But other than that, I mean, there's tons of other ones. These most are for the option side of things. But we also have performance tools. So the valuator and simulator, these are just kind of cool. You could go and plot in particular setups, particular market caps. You can get really creative and it'll just plot line graphs there in terms of actual quantitative trades you've taken. The simulator, same thing, is just looking at different types of scenarios and how they'd react on a simulator basis. So projecting stuff in the future. The trade management tool, it's a really cool one as well. And this one is basically just tells you, this is where you want to be focusing on as a trader, and this is what you're actually been doing. So I'm not sure if I've even showed you this one, Michael, but if you have any traders that are coming in and they really want to be focusing on where they can optimize their trading curve, what this report shows you, like I said, is your actual trades versus what your projected trades could have been. And how this is formulated is coming in here in these 2 different columns. One is what you want to be focusing on. So like I said, these are the setups that actually are working well right now. So these are ones that I know that if I'm trading them, I've really high batting rate and I'm making really good money with them. The stuff I want to avoid, these maybe are the mistakes, maybe timeframes of the day, certain things when filtering through those reports I was running through with you guys. If there's any really big red bars, I want to be avoiding those types of areas. So, and putting this into their actual reporting tool now, this is telling you that if you were to keep the same position sizing, this is where you could be at had you've just kept everything the same, but avoided your mistakes here. So this gives you 2 really crucial, helpful things for if you're even a profitable trader right now or you're struggling. Okay. So this trader right here, you can see at the start, or even right now, like the last 50, 100 trades, this guy was losing. but his trading P&L or his simulated line graph was profitable. This shows you that your trading plan does work. You just cannot follow your trading plan, right? Because you're making all these mistakes every single trade. Now, on the same token, this trader was in the profit for a couple of weeks here, and he wasn't, there's still a bit of a deviation here. So this is what you want to see is your opportunity cost or where you could be at. So I tell traders, even if you are profitable right now, this is where you could be at. And Michael, this might even be something you want to show to your guys that are trying to get to like different levels and trade the pool too, right? Where they could be saying, they just have to be a little bit more better on their mistakes, and they could be having another 30-40% increase in their profits, which, like I said, if you're keeping your position sizing the same, that's a crucial statistic for a lot of traders to know that kind of stat. And so when I'm showing a lot of guys this really takes off the light bulbs, because you can come in here and say, okay, first off, stop beating yourself up. Because if you're just focused on what actually, like if you had a computer to do your trading plan, you'd actually be making decent money. Yeah. But on the same token, now you see where this deviation is, and now you know where you actually have to get to. Like, this is almost like your personal coach. Like, this is where you have to be. If you're a personal trainer, you want to get down to 170 pounds for this summer and have a 6-pack of abs, this is where the line you have to get to, right? But you're down here. So how do you get to that? Well, this is why, like I said, this stuff to avoid. Now you can come in here and start to make trading rules, because every single type of trading mistake we have, you can build a rule to prevent you. If it's chasing, okay, you have to have an entry rule to be able to get into it. Maybe it's a percentage off of what the move is so that you're not chasing that. If it's too early, same thing. Forgetting 5-minute support, same thing. Too tight of a stop, all these things can be taken care of either by having a stricter watch list or just be having a better pre-market analysis of what your watch list is going to be looking at in terms of price action, the levels you're going to be looking at trading there too. So this is the most important report. But like I said, if you make sure you have your mistakes tagged correctly, your setups tagged correctly, you're going to get this that much more accurate there too, obviously with the stats. But other than that, Michael, the only other thing, the journal page is kind of handy. Once this loads, each day you have trades logged, you can come in here and add your notes. Sometimes, let's just say it's like a Sunday night, or even the market's closed, or you don't take a trade, you can still come in here and add a journal note and select the day. So it's kind of handy if you want to just have maybe your watch list notes every Sunday on your journal. You can come in here and select the 23rd and start to add, Sunday watch list notes, and then go from there and make your remarks. So, and likewise, likewise, we have the calendar function. Same thing, get a bird's eye view of how, your trades have been looking at. Like, maybe you want to send this to your mentor or whoever, but it's really nice and visual there. And we have the market replay tool. So this is really, really handy for any guys that are trading stocks. We have level 2, we have time and sales. You can place your orders here. You see your active orders here, your positions, your screener, if you have any type of filtering for scanning for that particular day. And we have the key stats of that ticker, the watch list for that day, your account balance, and then you're able to play this up into 5 times speed. So yeah, it's a pretty cool tool. Like I said, you can come into your account and replay trades that you've had. You can make actual playlists based on setup. So if there's like a flag breakout setup you trade, you can actually categorize all of your trades in your journal that have a flag breakout and upload it to a playlist in the replay simulator, and actually go and replay your trades with that particular setup. So if you really want to work on, mastering a particular setup, it's a great tool to work on muscle memory and pattern recognition there as well.
And Josh, that's incredible. You have so many features. And I remember when I joined, I guess a few years ago, it was still looking great. But, as you progress, and as you mentioned, that like every month you update in the platform in any kind of way, and so many features that can benefit the traders and can actually help them to find or her to find an edge in his own trading. It's not just looking for the setup, but it's actually your own trading. You're doing homework on your own trading, then that's by far is the key to exceed. So yeah, that's really incredible.
And I'm sure you guys, like your traders, are probably familiar with TradingView, but that's who we use for our charting API. So you can come in here, add any indicators you want to make it match your trading platform. But we also have multiple time frame analysis. So, I usually have a 2-day 5-minute chart, and then either a 6-month or a 1-year daily chart. And that's just kind of perfect macro versus micro context into the trade. We have the running P&L, which is really handy for, if you're in the red too long, either on the start or the end of the trade, where could you been better at. The screenshots feature, it's really nice just to, if you have a news clip, like a news headline in your broker, take a screenshot of that, upload that there. Same thing for context. And then we also have, like I said, the entry exit management reflection tool. It's just a text box, but that's what I usually tell traders to use it with. Just at the end of the day, it's more work, but it's more context. If you want to look at this trade in 5 years from now, you're gonna have to know why you're looking at it, right? So it's completely up to your guys' discretion. You know, for me, if you're just the guy that wants to get the most value, like I said, just do the setup and the mistake tagging, and you can run every single report in TraderSync and get a ton of value. After that, you can get really to custom stuff like I've been tracking, or this with other guys, but you can make custom tags. So I've helped the guy build an FOMC tag. So whenever he's taking trades on FOMC days, he can trade or track that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to track when he's hitting targets 1, 2, and 3, or maybe if it's a perfect entry. So you can get custom with it. But like I said, keep it really simple to start with, and then you'll be thanking yourself later there. But
100%. Yeah, definitely. Trading journal is the key, and when you do it right and you analyze the stats, you can definitely improve. And that's what we're looking for as traders, always to push ourselves more and more, and to understand what we need to do better, what we need to keep, and basically repeat every single day. So thanks for that, Josh. That was great.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's it. I mean, I could talk for hours, but I just want to make sure that, keep this to the point and keep really focused here, because the rest of the other bells and whistles, I mean, there's stuff that's we brought to TraderSync, but it isn't going to make you, a better trader overnight. The stuff that I've showed you guys just in the last 5-10 minutes here, that's more than enough for you guys to not get overwhelmed with, but to just at least focus on and really spend a lot of attention and detail to actually understanding what type of setups are performing the best and what type of mistakes are succumbing you the most to trading losses there. So
terrific. So thanks so much, Josh. And again, guys, for those of you who are not joined yet, Trader Pool, go ahead and do that. As soon as you sign up for Trader Pool, you get a free subscription for TraderSync for 30 days. So make sure you do that and upload your trades from our platform into TraderSync. And thanks again, Josh, for doing that.
Appreciate it, Michael.
Yeah. Bye for now.